Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed. A poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude oil, that is, black gold, Texas tea.
The Beverly Hillbillies was one of the most successful sitcoms in television history. The critics gave the Clampett clan a thumbs down, but America fell in love with them immediately. The Beverly Hillbillies ran on CBS for 9 years, ending in 1971, still a top 20 show. Buddy Ebsen played Jed Clampett, the head of the clan, the man who started it all when he found oil. And America, on their television sets, found gold. A middle-aged Broadway actress named Irene Ryan played the ancient moonshine-swigging granny, while Donna Douglas stole America's heart as the critter-loving Ellie Mae. And Max Baer Jr. played the lovable lug with a 6th grade education, Jethro Bodine. Hi, I'm Jerry Springer. Jed, Ellie Mae, and Jethro are here with us today. So now it's our turn to offer them a heaping helping of our hospitality right here at the Palace of Fine Arts in the San Francisco Bay Area. You all come back now, you hear? The Beverly Hillbillies ended its 9-year run in 1971, and the man who played country bumpkin Jethro Bodine literally disappeared from television. Now, for the next 17 years, television, newspapers, and radio have tried to land an interview with the man who played Jethro, the elusive Max Baer Jr. Well, guess what? We've got him. Please welcome Mr. Max Baer.
How you doing?
Where have you been? Where have you been? I said in the introduction that you went away from that classic show in American television, and you've been gone for 17 years. Where have you been, and why'd you go away?
Well, actually, you know, it's a catch-22. When you're on a very successful show, you kind of get pigeonholed. And I got pigeonholed as Jethro, and after the series ended, there really wasn't a lot for me to do, because people said, well, you know, Jethro parts or play a hillbilly or something like that. And I didn't really want to do that. And about that time, I got divorced. It was 1971. And so I took what little money I had left after my divorce, and you know
that's another show in itself.
Well, you know the Jerry Reed song about she got the gold mine and I got the shaft?
Yeah.
I'm living proof, baby.
Yeah.
So what happened is I wrote a little picture called Macon County Line in 1972.
Yes, yes.
And in, thank you.
You may be a little too modest to say it, but it seems to me that you were the guy that figured out here are some popular songs, and you took a song, Macon County Line, you also took Ode to Billy Joe. You took the songs and said, let's make a movie out of the song. And you're the guy that did that.
Well, yeah, I did.
Go ahead.
Well, what happened is that I made the Macon County Line, and I made it for $110,000, and it did $30 million at the box office. And my partner and I owned it, along with some golfing investors that put up $5,000 apiece, about $80,000. And we were very successful with that one. And then the American International Pictures made the sequel to that. God bless you.
That kind of money's enough to make anyone sneeze, huh? Yeah.
Then we did the Return to Macon County, which I didn't do, but American International Pictures wanted to do, and it starred a kid by the name of Nick Nolte and Don Johnson, and it was really, they hadn't done anything before that either. Then we took the song Ode to Billy Joe, and nobody knew why the boy jumped off the bridge, and so we used the song title as our star because we couldn't afford to take and pay the major stars that kind of money. And so Ode to Billy Joe was the star of the show.
And I'm sitting here and I'm listening to a very successful movie mogul, businessman, entrepreneur. I mean, nothing like Jethro. I mean, when I heard we were going to have Jethro, I expected you come out of here with hay between your teeth and boots with whatever up to here.
I know what you wanted me to do. You wanted me to go around like this fetching sticks for a dog, right?
There
like
you
this.
go. Yes.
Now you recognize me, right?
And is that, you said to me, well, the reason I've been away for 17 years is because I didn't want to be typecast. And by the way, we heard that story before, not just with you. I mean,
I
remember the guy who played Superman, George Reeves. Do I have it right? Yeah.
George Reeves, he supposedly committed suicide. They're not sure.
Yeah, because he couldn't, after playing Superman on television, he couldn't find another role. And the guy that played Jimmy Olsen, the same thing, he was typecast.
Batman, Adam West, got the same thing.
But something says in me that it wasn't just that there was something about Jethro, because when I'm listening to you talk here now, and I hear about the success you've had in the world of business, was there something about Jethro that you just found, I don't want to say demeaning, but by gosh, I don't want to go through life being known as a country bumpkin. I want somebody to know I got a mind.
I really liked doing Jethro when the series was on the air. But you're in a catch-22. The more successful the show becomes, then the more you get identified as the character, the harder it is to get away. So you're rooting for the show to be a success, but not such a big success that it kills you from working again. Yeah. And once the show was over, I really, in all honesty, was wondering what I was going to do to make a living. Because my wife and I got divorced, and I lost most of the money I had, except the little bit that I could borrow from the bank on my residuals on the Beverly Hillbillies on reruns, and that's what I invested in Macon County Line. But Jethro, I loved him. I mean, how could you not? I mean,
well, I tell you what, let's take a look. We have a clip now, and walk us through this clip. Let's take a look. Take you back to the years of the Beverly Hillbillies. Here's Jethro.
And what's this get up for? You look like a big chicken.
I'm an astronaut. I'm going into outer space.
Well, you make sure that you're back in time for supper. I'm counting on you to eat a dozen or so of these stewing hens.
Well, I don't know, Granny. I got to blast off, make my re-entry, get snatched up by a helicopter, put down on an aircraft carrier, walk the red carpet, get a phone call from the president, get my debriefing, ride in a ticker tape parade, and hug and kiss 20 or 30 beautiful girls. Yep, I can make it for supper.
Yeah. How could America not fall in love with that? And you know, when I see you in that scene, I also see you and Granny, and for obvious reasons, Granny's not with us today. She's passed away. Tell me about your relationship, though, because she was such a lovable, I mean, she became everybody's Granny.
Her name was Irene Ryan, and she was terrific. She and I and Donna would go on the road, and we did personal appearances, one-nighters and so forth. And Irene came out of vaudeville like Buddy did. Extremely talented, and she had a funny line that she used to say as Granny. She used to have a couple of drinks, and she'd say, martinis I can have 2 at the most. 3 or 4 and I'm under the table, and 5 or 6 and I'm under the host. Now,
Granny! We love ya!
Now she could get away with it, Jerry. Yeah. She could get away with that. But she would do other things like, I didn't know what a key light was in those days on the show, and key light is your light that makes you look good. And I'm taller than Granny, so I would move into her key light, and she'd kick me in the shins. I'd say, Granny, what the hell are you doing? She'd say, get out of my light. You know?
Okay, we're going to talk a little bit more, and then we're also going to talk to Donna Douglas, who played Ellie Mae, and Buddy Ebsen, who was Jed Clampett, and a Beverly Hillbilly surprise. Please don't go away.